Hello, this is Matthew Miller from the ZDNet Smartphones and Cell Phones blog. Just on Monday, we heard the announcement from HTC and AT&T for the new HTC Aria, or Aria, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. I'll call it Aria for now. So this is the new HTC Google Android phone launched on AT&T. And it's the first Android phone from HTC that launches on AT&T. We have seen the Motorola Black Flip Android phone, but not very many on AT&T. You know, they have the iPhone, and the iPhone comes out next week, the iPhone 4. So it's interesting that HTC launches this device. Now, I'm going to take a walk around the hardware and some of the software, but just want to do some size comparisons. So here is the Aria on the right, and then on the left we see the huge brother, the HTC Sprint Evo 4G. Let me turn on both screens here. I guess I could have put the same backgrounds here. Let me go ahead and change this. Let's see if they, whoops, wallpaper. So see, live backgrounds are not supported on this. I'm not sure what the processor is. I'll have to look that up. Let me see. Oh no, I don't see live wallpapers as an option. But as you can see, the size is quite significant difference there between those two. So one thing that this did bring up memories of is this little bad boy. The if you may remember, this is the HTC Touch Diamond, the first of the TouchFlow 3D kind of devices. And the height is just about the same. The Aria is wider. The thickness is about the same. The Aria is wider, as you can see there. So they are kind of similar in that this one is extremely small. The Windows mobile device felt great in your hand. So, you know, I haven't spent a lot of time, a few hours with the Aria so far, and it's just amazing device as far as the size of it. And it's very impressive, you know, how much they're able to pack into a little device. So let's just take a look at the hardware. On the front we have a 3.2-inch HVGA display, which is a 480 by 320, so it's not the super high crisp, but since it's such a small display, the pixels and the fonts and everything actually do look pretty good on it, and it is an attractive device. It is running Android 2.1 with HTC Sense, you can see here, including the Leap View. Push the home button, we see all 7 panels there. Let's see, on the front you'll see these bottom buttons are all touch sensitive areas. It's flat there, it's flush. These are all just touch sensitive. And then down here we have an optical track pad. It's kind of like a directional pad. It actually does press in for an action, but you can just slide your finger across it to activate the different, you know, the mechanisms and things like that. And then there's the speaker grill up there. On the left side we've got a volume rocker, nothing else. On the right side we have nothing. On the bottom we have a micro USB port and the microphone. We've got a power button there and a 3.5mm headset jack, which was always a troubling thing to get on these small devices in the past. And on the back it's a little bit unique. We see that the casing is all soft touch rubber kind of stuff, and then we've got the HTC embedded in there. We've got a 5-megapixel camera with no flash, speaker grill next to it, and then you can see there's actually the screws on the back of it. And then if we pop off the back cover here, you'll see that the entire back comes off, as we see there. So the entire back comes off. We see there's a couple of connectors down there at the bottom, which are interesting. I don't know if you can see that. I'm not quite sure what those connectors are for, and whether there was the casing looks kind of interesting, if there's an inductive manner of charging, or if there's some other way that we might see for a cradle or something. But here's the back of it. As you can see, it's a nice yellow color, a yellow battery. It looks pretty industrial, you know, the screws in the corners and everything else. And then it's got kind of a clear back here. You can actually see some of the electronics underneath the clear plastic. And we've got a rubber lining around the port there. It's kind of an interesting back and pretty cool, you know, geeky thing, I guess, with the yellow and the screws on there. Let's just pop it back on there. There we go. So now let's take a look at the device itself. So this is a typical HTC Sense 2.5 device. You know, as I showed, you can pinch in to zoom into the Leap View, pop back out. You got your 7 screens with your HTC widgets. You know, you can manage your wireless connections. As you can see, it has everything that you would think it would. You know, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, GPS, FM radio, micro SD card slot. And the nice thing is, this launches at on AT&T next week, June 20th, for $129.99 with a $100 rebate. So $129.99 for this device is pretty good. And as you can see, it's fairly responsive. I have to look up the specs on the processor. I'm not quite sure what processor, and I don't know if the phone will tell me. Let's jump into some settings. As you can see, though, it didn't run live wallpaper, so I imagine the processor is a little bit lower than some of these other ones. Let's see, phone identity. I don't know if that's going to tell me anything. Battery status. There's your typical menus. Let's look at the SD phone storage. See, we got about 99.2 megs available. I haven't put any applications on this yet. I just got it a few hours ago, actually. Let me adjust my focus a little bit. I think I'm a little out of focus. There we go. Let's see. And all of our typical connections. There we go. Look at the apps that we have here. We see we have the AT&T Family Map. We have AT&T Hotspots. I understand this does come with, includes free Wi-Fi at all the AT&T locations. Has AT&T Maps, which is, well, we'll tap on it and show you. It is a telenav. Now this is something interesting. This is AT&T Maps from telenav. This is different than what I'm used to, the AT&T Navigator. So let's take a look at this. Downloading files for the first time. I am currently on a 3G connection. So there's AT&T Maps. It looks to me like this is a version of telenav for just the mapping part of it. We have find, directions, share, navigate more. And then you see AT&T Navigator, which is kind of a different. So this looks like a quick way to get into the maps itself. If I tap on Navigate, it launches AT&T Navigator, which is what I expected. I don't know if it'll... This is a loaner phone I have for a couple weeks, so I'm not quite sure if it's going to have this service activated or if I have to log into the account. Actually, let me jump out here. Let me go on Wi-Fi connect because my signal is a little bit low here. Go back to that AT&T Maps. That was interesting. I haven't seen that before. It's kind of like the telenav AT&T Navigator, but a bit faster way to access the maps and things like that, and kind of scroll around. Does this work pinch to zoom? No, it does have the buttons here. Imagine that's turning off and on traffic. Just looking at some places in Alaska here. I've been traveling up to Alaska quite a bit lately for a job, so I'm just trying to check it out. Okay, let's go to Navigate again, see if it's ready to go. Turn on the GPS. Go back in Navigator. Skip the tour. Okay, so there's AT&T Navigator on it. The drive to, which we're used to seeing. Share and more. This is looks just like the latest version that I have now on my HTC Evo 4G. So this maps and traffic here is a bit different than the AT&T Maps. Alright, so let's jump back out here. Again, sorry about that. See what else we have. We have AT&T Radio. Not quite sure what this is, so let's just check it out. Enabling the carrier connection here. which I may not have. Oh, there we go. There are 10 minutes left in your trial. So I'll close that and go ahead and get into the trial. So here we go, that's AT&T Radio, interesting. Subscription service, I don't know what it's by. See about M-Spot, powered by M-Spot, okay. So typical fashion, it looks like there's a lot of stuff on there. Let's just check out what else we have. We have Friends Stream, mobile banking is on there. MOBA TV, mobile video. Quick Office, of course, comes preloaded, the viewer that is. They do have a new full version. We have Wear, which should be a subscription service. YP Mobile, which I'm not sure if it's subscription or free. This is actually an application that works very well on the Palm Pre. Again, another mapping application. I don't see a subscription offer come up, so it may be a free opportunity. Now let me just jump into my settings. Now I'm curious because of the AT&T things I saw loaded on there. Application. I just want to see if there's an option to remove some of the AT&T things in case I didn't want them. Like AT&T Radio. If I didn't want to subscribe, is that an option to remove? No, clear the data. So as you can see, there are some things loaded by AT&T. It doesn't look like there's too much though. If you look here in the whole list of everything, there's, you know, Wear, subscription, MOBA TV, AT&T Radio. Not sure about Mobile Navigator or mobile banking. Let's see what this is. So a couple of them are subscription services you can't remove. Not bad for AT&T. AT&T is known for loading up devices full of junk. This is pretty good actually. Just want to check out this mobile banking real quick. Well, real quick start. Let's see how long it takes to load. Okay, different providers. It's snappy. It's a very snappy device for. Not quite sure what the processor is. Just scrolling through some weather to see if there's different weather patterns you can look at. Well, that's one option for people on AT&T, right? It's $129.99. This is an AT&T HTC Aria or Aria Google Android device with HTC Sense. I'll be checking it out over the next week or two as well, but it's highly pocketable and quite small. As you can see in my hand, it really fits quite well. Thanks for watching.